Hello, Taurus. Happy birthday to the Tauruses born May 9th through the 15th. This is going to be a general reading for the Taurus Collective for May 9th through the 15th. You might stumble upon this video after that time frame. That's just fine. You're going to find it whenever it's time for you to hear the messages. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message will resonate. Take what does, leave what doesn't. We are heading into Mercury retrograde starting on the 10th, and it will be moving through Taurus, not this week, but next week. But don't you worry, my dears and my darlings. Think of all of the Mercury retrogrades that you have survived till now, and we're going to get through it. But we're going to see what messages are coming up for this coming week, the 9th through the 15th, as Mercury is moving through Gemini. This is going to be a good week to take care of our mental health, okay? Make sure you're giving yourself those mental health days or mental health activities, and make sure that you're being gentle with yourself. But we're going to see what messages are coming up here for the week ahead for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Your first card coming up here is the Knight of Cups, okay? This can come up in a few different ways. Now, traditionally speaking, the court cards oftentimes are representative of water sign energy, so Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And yes, it is true you may be dealing with a water sign person. However, if you're new to this channel, I like to focus on you and your journey when I'm doing the weekly forecasts. Not so much on other people. I do love and romance separately on my channel, and so the love readings for May are linked in the description of this video. And poor Knight of Cups, because so many people are used to watching tarot readings for love and romance, our poor Knight of Cups gets typecast as a player, a Casanova, a Don Juan. Don't get me wrong. That is absolutely positively one, and I emphasize one, of the meanings of this card. It can mean that in some context. But even if it comes up in a love reading, it's not what it means every single time. So when we're looking at Knight of Cups outside of love and romance, the Knight of Cups is going to be the pursuit of all things that make the heart smile. It's a quest for beauty, for adventure. It's very inspired energy. So Taurus, as the Knight of Cups is coming up here for you all, as we're coming into this week ahead, this tells me your heart chakra is opening up and you're wanting to receive. You're wanting to receive adventure. You're wanting to receive beauty. You're wanting to feel inspired. I even sometimes in my readings see Knight of Cups come up when somebody has been blocked for a very long time. And Knight of Cups tells me they're coming into a time of the heart chakra opening up and a time that they are receiving. And so some of you are breaking out of really long time, like very long time, blocks around finances. Some of you, money has been terrible for a really long time. And no matter what you do, you may have felt very blocked. And so now all of a sudden you're coming into this week and you're seeing beauty around you. You're like, wow, I never noticed how beautiful those traffic lights are on the bus ride home. I never noticed how beautiful those plants were growing out of the cracks of the cement in the sidewalk. Like all of a sudden you're seeing beauty. Colors might appear more vivid. So some of you are experiencing the Knight of Cups energy in this way. And some of you are deciding that you want to go on some quest or some adventure. Now, I'm not a negative Nancy, right? And I know that we have to live our life. We can't all just say, oh my gosh, Mercury retrograde, I'm staying in bed for the next, several weeks. We can't do that. But I will say this. Sometimes it's not the best idea to start something new during Mercury retrograde. Obviously, life happens and we don't always have the luxury to say, oh, I can't start that right now. Like if you get a call for a job or something, You can't say, oh, thanks so much for offering the job to me, but it's Mercury retrograde. Call me back in 3 weeks. We can't do that. But the Knight of Cups for some of you could be like resurrecting some idea, some ambition, some dream from the past, and reworking it, breathing new life into it. So it could be a good time to revisit something and to revise it, to rework it. So some of you may be resurrecting an old dream or an old passion at this time. The next card that's coming up for Taurus is the Seven of Coins. And Seven of Coins tells us hard work pays off, okay? That there's going to be a harvest for you, and that, you're doing a good job planting those seeds and watering them. Seven of Coins also reminds us that it's very much like literal growth in a garden, right? If you plant a seed and you water it, you're not going to go out the next day and all of a sudden see a big giant fruit tree there with tons of fruit for you to collect. It's going to take time, right? Even if you're planting flowers and flowers grow much quicker than fruit trees, it's still going to take time. It's not going to be overnight. So Seven of Pentacles sometimes comes up to remind us that you are going to be successful and that what you're, creating for yourself is going to be long term, but it's not going to be overnight. So this isn't necessarily the time to make really big risks or really big gambles, right? If you're investing money into a business or into an idea, this is not the time to break the bank and be like, oh, I'm going to go big, right? Go big or go home. This is not the time for that mentality. Don't put in more or don't invest more than what you can afford to go without for a while until the return or the profit comes back to you. Taurus, I do feel some of you are for some reason going to have several people at once this week hitting you up for money. It could be because we're coming into Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde can cause for miscommunications, but also mechanical errors, mechanical issues, card trouble, things like this. So you may have people reaching out to you because they have card trouble or something really, major happening in their life, and they may legitimately need help. But I feel for some of you, you have to be cautious because you're dealing with people who may be asking you for a big amount, and they're swearing up and down, I'm going to have it for you this Friday. I'm going to have it for you when I get paid. And this could be someone that you really trust. And, this isn't someone that's going to lie to you on purpose. But Spirit is giving me a feeling or a sense that that money is going to take a while to come back to you. You will get repaid, but it's not going to be in a matter of a week. It's not going to be in a matter of, a few days. And so they might swear up and down, but then something happens and they're like, man, I'm so sorry. I forgot I had made an arrangement with a debt collector that they were going to take, several $100s out of my next direct deposit. I completely forgot. They may be telling the truth. They didn't on purpose lie to you, but I feel like something is happening where any money that you're investing, any money that you're loaning out, it's going to take some time to come back to you. So don't put in more or don't lend out more than you can go without. Ask yourself, if I don't get paid back on Friday, and if it takes a long time for me to get this money back, how much can I afford to give? And you might have to tell this person, look, I'm really sorry that you're going through this situation, but I can't give you, $200 right now. I don't have $200 to spare, but I can give you 100, or I can give you 50, and then you can pay me back whenever you can, and maybe you can ask somebody else for the rest. You have to really ask yourself, because maybe you have that 200 in your account, but by the time your next check comes and your rent is due or your mortgage is due or some bill is due, if you don't have that 200, you're going to be short and then you're going to be in trouble. So technically, even though you have it, you don't have it, right? So you have to kind of ask yourself, how much can I afford to invest? How much can I afford to loan out if it's going to take me a few weeks or a couple of months to see this returned to me? Okay, very important to think about. The next card that's coming up for Taurus is the Three of Coins. You guys might be really focused on finances this week. I did say the Knight of Cups can be opening up to the heart chakra, opening up to receive and breaking out of financial blocks. And with all of these pentacles here, I feel that is what is going to be for the majority of the Tauruses out there. This Knight of Cups for the majority of you is the heart chakra opening up, feeling inspired, seeing beauty, being ready to receive. And so you may be unblocking financial blocks, and you may be coming into a time of money flowing in. Keep in mind, though, it's not going to be overnight, especially as we're coming into the retrograde energy, right? Retrograde can definitely slow things down. However, the things that are happening in this week are setting you up to receive, are setting you up to an increased inflow that you may not see until after June 3rd. And then Three of Coins here is laying down a new foundation. Three of Coins can also be finding a job or an opportunity where someone is taking you under their wing and they're showing you the ropes. They're showing you the way. They're giving you really valuable skills that you're going to be able to use. They're teaching you the tricks of the trade. And so a lot of you are going to be in a position or situation where you're going to really learn a lot and align yourself with reaching high levels in your career or reaching high levels of your business. Now, this is really interesting. Those of you who you've watched my readings for a while, you know that sometimes my guides will bring in Bible stories or examples from the Bible because I had the Bible drilled into my head from the time I was a very, very young little girl before I could even read. And so sometimes Spirit will show me like something from the Bible or a scripture to convey a message. And for some reason, with the Seven of Coins and the Three of Coins, Spirit is showing me Zephaniah Paneah, which is what Joseph was called. If you remember, Joseph's brothers were very jealous of him. And Taurus, maybe some of you are dealing with siblings or family who are very jealous of you, or coworkers who are very jealous of you, and they're trying to, get rid of you. I don't know if it's sell you up the river or sew you up the river. I don't know how the expression goes, so I don't want to say it incorrectly. But they were so jealous of Joseph that sadly they sold him into slavery. Like, how very cruel. And so he was a slave in Egypt for a very long time. He got accused of a terrible crime that he was not guilty of. He ended up in jail. But then, because he had the gift of interpreting dreams, okay, he was able to decode a dream that Pharaoh was having, and he was put into a very high position. He was put, basically, he was second next to Pharaoh. Pharaoh was the most powerful man or being in all of the land, and Joseph was number two. And what he was doing is he had predicted a coming famine. And in preparation of the food shortage, he went ahead and he had this whole plan. God gave him wisdom, God gave him guidance, and he was able to keep thousands and thousands of people alive based on implementing this system of food rationing, storing food and rationing out the food. And so he was very, rewarded. He had a lot of abundance in return for this. And so I do feel, Taurus, some of you might be coming out of a very dark period of time. Maybe you've just had this reputation you can't seem to shake, and maybe you were accused of things very wrongfully. Maybe you've been really kind of stuck, and now you're coming into a time of rising into power. But I feel there might also be something for you here in terms of budgeting, planning, efficiency. And so some of you may be taking these things into account and making certain preparations which are going to be beneficial for you. Economically speaking, everything is becoming more expensive. And so some of you may be in preparation for a higher cost of living. You might be finding more efficient ways to do things. Maybe you are literally looking at your supplies and rationing and budgeting and, storing a little bit before like prices go higher. Some of you might be doing things like that because you might look at your budget and you might say, well, rice was, $2 2 weeks ago, and now it's $4. And if it gets to $6, that's going to really break me. So let me just get what I need at $4 before it goes up to $6. Some of you might be doing like rationing or planning in that way. And so creating a sense of abundance for yourself. And for other ones of you, I just feel like your investments at this time are, investments in terms of money, in terms of energy, are going to be very productive, very fruitful. But again, Spirit is saying it's not going to be overnight. So don't make big risks or big gambles. The next card coming up here for you all is the Knave of Coins. So we've got nothing but coins for Taurus. So you guys are definitely focused on physical living, finances, physical needs, physical realm. But it's very grounded, right? It's not roller coastery. It's not chaos. It's not lack, right? Like you're coming into stability and security. And the thing with the Knave of Coins or Knight of Coins, I'm sorry, not the Knight, the Page of Coins. This would be the Page of Coins. The thing with the Page of Coins is the Page of Coins is where we're putting our money, our time, and our energy, where it's going to be best for us, where it's going to give us the highest return. So when I see the Page of Coins, you may be changing your relationship with money, and you may be coming about doing things in a way that are giving you a better result, right? You're being more efficient, and you're finding real permanent solutions to financial problems or issues instead of putting a band-aid on it or doing some kind of a quick fix. Some of you are getting really smart about money, really educated about money and how money works, and you're putting it where it's giving you the most return. And this also includes your time and energy, right? Your focus. You're not in the energy of, being upside down, spinning your wheels upside down. That's not you anymore. So stability, success, progress, very, very stable energy for Taurus. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for May are linked in the description of the video. And I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. And don't forget to check out the daily messages. A lot of you have been asking me to pull a card a day. I've been doing that for just a general daily message. Be sure to check that out as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.